Hello, friends, and welcome to the channel. I'm Dr. Mohsen Raj. I've done my MBBS from GMC Srinagar. I then did my MD from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, and now I'm a DM cardiology student at AIMS, New Delhi. This is a different video than what I routinely post. I always encourage you to study hard. I always encourage you to work for NEET if you want to become a doctor, of course. But there are few facts, rather realities about this profession that you must know. Many of us at that stage of class 11th, class 12th are not aware of these things, and people won't tell you these things. Well, I of course don't regret joining this profession. I consider myself lucky. It's a blessing from the Almighty that I've joined this profession, and I've successfully, completed my MBBS and MD. I'm doing a DM from the best institute of this country. So I have done fairly good. I'm happy with that. But some facts I wish every NEET aspirant should know about this profession. Number one is the reservations. Of course, you know at your MBBS entry as well. So there will be a limited quota of seats for unreserved students. Well, gone are the days when I think you would think that there would be a subset of seats for reserved candidates or different categories of candidates, NSC or ST or EWS or OBC and all. Rather, you should today think it this way, that there is a subset of seats for general, students, the unreserved students. The same is true at the UG level. The same is true at the PG level. And the problem that you will face after you actually do MBBS and go for a post graduation is that a person who is your batchmate, who lives in the same hostel, who is getting education from the same college, who may have his family, his parents may be doctors, his parents may be maybe IS or maybe directors of different government setups. They're your batchmates at present, but have a particular category which they've inherited. Okay, and at that PG level, they will use that and get a top branch in a top institute when you may be academically better than that person, but then you may have to compromise. You may have to compromise for your branch, you may have to compromise for your institute, or sometimes you may take more than one attempt to get a seat. See, for example, if you are an unreserved candidate and you apply for an INICT, you need to be in All India rank 1 to 30. So top 30 ranks in a competition in which about 50,000 to 70,000 students participate. You need to be in top 30 to get a good clinical seat at AIMS New Delhi. On the other hand, if somebody is from, let's say, some particular category, even if his rank is 2,000, he will get a seat of his choice. So this is not against someone, but at least you, if you belong to the unreserved category, you should know it at the start that you only have a subset of the total number of seats, a small number. And at present, with the guidelines that are there, you just have 35% of the seats in the unreserved quota. And in fact, if a person from category he secures a good rank, he will get a seat from the unreserved quota as well. Okay, so you have to remember this, that you will have just a few seats, 35% of the total seats at your post graduation time. Okay, one is that. Second, it's not just at MD level or MS level. Subsequently, when you apply for senior residency, you will face the same reservation rules. You'll come across a situation when a department offers 5 seats of senior residency. There will be one unreserved, two OBC, one SC, one ST, one EWS, one PW, and all those categories. So such things will appear at every stage. Thankfully, for DM entrance, it's not the case. You don't have any reservations for DM entrance, but at least for senior residency, you will have such things. And once you complete this whole journey, you have completed your MBBS in unreserved category, your MD, your DM, or your senior residency, and then when you decide to apply for a faculty post, you will again face the same situation. When a particular college advertises the post for maybe faculty positions, what you'll find is that again the same thing: unreserved, one seat. OBC two seats, SC one seat, similar things. Or sometimes a department offers zero seat to the unreserved candidate, and may offer two three seats to reserve to the category people. So basically, you have to live with this throughout your career. Even when you're a faculty, then for your the promotions and going to the next level from an AP to additional to associate and all those things, you will face this reservation as long as you die, as long as you reach that top level of your profession. So reservation will be at every single step if you are an unreserved candidate. Please bear that thing in mind. Number second, you may be told that work hard in 11th and 12th, and then MBBS is going to be a green garden and it's going to be a bed of roses. Nothing like that. After you finish your MBBS, you will have more difficult times. It is about residency. And remember, during residency, you will have to work for more than 24 hours at a stretch. Sometimes, some places, some colleges, you have to work for 36 or 48 hours at a stretch. I'm not lying. Go talk to people who are doing MD, who are doing MS in some central institutes or in some peripheral institutes. Talk and experience their lifestyle. See how their personal life is. See how their social life is. See how their physical and mental health and all those things are. Because doing extended duty hours will be a routine for you. I do. It's now become a norm for me to work for 24 hours at a stretch. I don't You will of course cope up with that. You'll of course learn to do that. You'll of course love that at times, because if you're interested, you will find love in doing extended duties. But something that you have to know, it's not going to be easy. Residency is going to be a difficult time, but it is rewarding as well. Third is your salary. Don't expect that you complete your MBBS and maybe your counterparts, maybe some of your friends have completed BTech from an IIT or an NIT. Don't expect that you will immediately start earning more than those friends of yours. And don't, in fact, expect that you will earn more than average, more than anybody else if you become a doctor. That's not the point. In your internship, you'll be, having some 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 per month, and you'll be working like anything. In your residency, there's again this disparity. If you're working in a central institute, you will have a good salary, a good stipend, maybe 90,000 or 1 lakh rupees a month in your junior residency, and more in senior residency. In central institutes, maybe 1.2, 1.3 as a senior resident or as a DM resident in central institute. But in peripheral institutes, in certain states, you will be getting maybe 40,000 a month, maybe 50,000 a month. And that too when you're working for, I don't know, 80 hours in a week, working for 36 hours at a stretch, working sometimes in inhuman conditions, and facing the threat of violence from common public. So forget about the fact that you're going to earn lots of money. Yes, some doctors are lucky. Some doctors do achieve that point when they earn a lot of money. But that's a handful of doctors in corporate cities, in some big hospitals, and who have a lot of experience having done hundreds and thousands of cases, of complicated cases. Of course, they have the right to earn. But by and large, the majority of doctors will be earning as much as any government teacher, or maybe a college professor, or maybe a college lecturer. So that's the same thing. You won't be earning more than that. So don't join this profession if you are just with this mind that I'll become a doctor, and then I maybe you have some image of a rich doctor in your neighborhood. Not every doctor is like that doctor. Okay, so don't choose this profession if you think you will have a big amount of salary, you will have a big house, a big car, a big bank balance after becoming a doctor. That's not true. You learn as much as any other profession in the government setup. Okay, and don't think that your MBBS is going to be a beautiful journey. It is beautiful, but it is hard at times. Now, before I end this video, I also want you to remember that despite all these hardships, despite this, I would say it is a structural racism in a way that against unreserved people, unreserved categories. Okay, so despite those reservation policies, despite the hectic residency, despite the small salary or not so good salary that you might have early on during your profession, this profession is still rewarding. It is worth every second of your hard work that you put in during your preparation for NEET, or for that matter, for NEET PG as well. I wish you luck. I encourage you to work hard, at least for that 35% of seats that you have in your unreserved category. Be among the good rankers, work hard, work smart, and obviously, if you do so, you will come up with flying colors. Do like, do share, do subscribe the channel if you, of course, like the contents of this channel. Thank you.